Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a UFO catcher figurine tutorial to show you guys. It's made out of polymer clay and plastic, and because you guys really liked my beetle charm, I decided to do another mixed media tutorial. So for the template, I'm just cutting out graph paper, and as you can see I have the dimensions written all there. The only thing different is that for the front and then the back, I did a 4x3 little cutout, but then I added a little bit extra because I factored in the thickness of the pieces of the sides, so it becomes a perfect square. And so once you get your templates all figured out, you want to just flatten out some clay, and then you want to start cutting it out. And then you want to have these pieces, so you want 2 sides, 2 fronts, and then a top, medium, and bottom. So for the top part of the UFO catcher, you want to carve out a C and make sure it's thin enough that nothing can fall through easily, but thick enough that eye pin can go through. And the reason we're doing this is because we're going to have the eye pin go through as the claw and move it around. So then get another piece of clay, and you want a different color, and flatten it out and cut out a long strip. And what you want to do is you want to wrap it around the top of the UFO catcher as like a lid. Now we're going to make the claw, so you want to take some silver clay and you kind of just want to flatten it out to a pancake, and then you want to poke a head pin through, and then you want to roll out thin cylinders of clay, and then you want to cut it out into 2 little snakes, and then you want to bend them and blend that onto your claw, and it kind of has that claw shape already, you can see, right? Then you want to take a ball of clay and then just kind of poke a hole through it, and the reason why you're doing this is because you're going to make a bead, and it's going to be like the stopper for your claw so it doesn't fall through. So then for the center of your UFO catcher, you want to have a little square and just kind of cut out a small square, and that's because we're going to be using that as where the toys drop. Then we're going to make the control panel, so you want to cut out a rectangle, and you want to just kind of carve out one side so it goes slanted, and it has this kind of, I don't know what shape this is, technically a trapezoid. And then you want to give it a little silver square on top. Then on the square, I'm adding 4 dots, kind of make the up, down, left, right directions for the claw. And then I'm giving a giant green circle for the press down and go. Then you want to put it onto the front side of your little flat piece, and this should be the 4x3 with a little bit extra added. And you just want to kind of blend that on. Then I'm adding a little silver square on the bottom, that's where the toy drop off, pickup is supposed to be. And then I'm adding 2 little squares on the side for the coins, the coin inserts. Then inside the coin inserts, I'm adding 2 little yellow squares, because it's usually yellow, I think, and then I'm poking in 2 lines with the blade for the coin insert. Now we're going to make the display case of the UFO catcher, and to make the glass here, I'm just using some plastic I found. This is I think part of a toy packaging, and I'm just kind of cutting it out according to my rectangle, and these are all, it's a strip of 3x4, and there should be 4 of them put together. Once you have it cut out, here I'm putting against some paper, and I'm gently carving it with my blade, but only just enough to bend it. Then once you have your square bent, I'm just putting a piece of tape to kind of tape them together. I found that clear tape is better than using super glue. It's less messy. Then once you have the UFO all baked, you want to go to the next part, which is gluing. So here I'm just carving out a little thin line in plastic, and I'm just bending again, and it's because we're going to make the little display gate where the toy drop off is. So you want to glue that onto the piece of your UFO catcher, that's the center part. glue it, and then once you glue it, you just want to trim off the ends. And it should have something like this. So now you want to start gluing your pieces of the UFO catcher together. So I'm gluing one side to the front. Then I'm gluing the base to the bottom, to the sides. Then I'm gluing the center part with the toy catcher onto the little glued figure already. Then you want to continue gluing on the rest of the sides. Now for the UFO catcher, you want to put it through your lid, and then you want to put your little bead that you put on, and then you're just going to make the wire into a loop and cut off the excess. And the reason why you want to do a loop is so that it doesn't fall through. And then you want to get your display case and just kind of like trim off the corners of it. If your display does not actually fit the lid or the bottom very well, if you trim the corners onto a slant, it should be fitting. And then you want to fill your base with whatever miniatures. Here I'm just filling it with some little macarons. And I'm putting my plastic case in, and there you go. You have your miniature UFO catcher. And as you can see, the little claw does move around, and you could, dip it and pretend that it's actually picking up even though it doesn't. But there you have your little UFO catcher. And it's super easy, super simple. It just takes a little bit of time to get the measurements right, but overall it's really easy. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my last video, which was a shrink plastic collab. Thank you.